Greetings, everyone, and welcome tonight. It is day number 812, and yes, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff tonight. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here early, and I think, as Papa Dutch and others call it, you're tailgating before the update starts. Tonight, we're going to be covering a ton of information. Yes, we will talk about Robert Fico as well. And we're going to be talking some good news in regard to Ukraine. We're going to be talking some not so good news in regard to Ukraine. And we're going to conclude with a powerful statement from Anton Gerashchenko of why Ukraine will hold, will win, and will stand. So it's going to be very, very good. Thank you for being here. Greetings to all of you. I see you rolling in the chat. Make sure that you have your notification bell on. So one of my mods last night, Jeffrey Burnett, messaged in our mod group and said, hey, my notifications turned off and I didn't do it. So make sure you have your notifications on. Appreciate all of you. Keith Kane, hello, Greg. Hope you are well. I'm not. Guys, yesterday, no problem. But today, I can't lift my arms above my head. And yes, I will be back at the gym at 5:30 Eastern here in an hour and a half. So I thought I had it licked, but no. King Dog, knee news. Yes, there will be knee news, and you will get the knee news directly from the man, hopefully planning to have Zhenya jump in. So, guys, thank you for being here. The only thing that would stop Zhenya from dropping in tonight is power. Yes, Nico, I have discovered my 3 muscles. Much happening. Thank you for commenting, sharing. Also, yesterday I started a new thing. I had a meeting with a couple of companies yesterday that I work with that helped me for nothing. They help me do all of this stuff, all these monitors, all these screens, all this high-tech mess. Listen, we can go major high-tech here, guys, and we're in process of that, but they're helping me. So they've automated some things for me, and there's more to come, and automating some shorts. So I'm going to be putting up other videos, as we said, and you guys have even suggested, Greg, put up some shorter videos so that I can share them with my friends. I love the hour-long live stream, but we can grow your channel if we get some shorter videos up there. So guys, when you see them, please like, share, comment. Even if you go, oh, I saw this piece on the live stream, I don't need to watch it again, just drop a comment. Help us get more information out. Now, patch of the night, right here. Right here. Why this patch of the night? Why this patch of the night? Because a few guys wearing this patch were captured today. This is the real one. Look at that. So remember the Ukrainian soldiers that have been captured. And I'm not telling you where, but they were captured today wearing that patch. Jason Beddix, I saw a YouTube channel with U.S. weapons being able to strike into Russia. No, that's not clickbait. He said it directly. What he actually said was, we've given weapons to Ukraine to use against Russia. We prefer that they not be used inside Russia, but ultimately, Ukraine is making their own war plan and can make their own decisions. So we'll see what comes of that. And it is happening already and will continue to happen. So with that said, that leads us perfectly into this S-400 system and a MiG. Okay, so an S-400 system was destroyed and a MiG-31 was damaged. This is in the Belebek airfield in southern Crimea, north of Sevastopol. So for reference, if you're looking at the map, up there in the black circle, I do have Kherson and Mykolaiv circled. So you have a reference point and then coming down to Crimea. So this is good news. Another air defense system taken out of the defense of Crimea, which Ukraine needs to pick up the pace on hitting Crimea. It would be and why? It's a good counterpunch, because right now the punch is coming pretty significantly, not only in Kharkiv, guys, but a lot of attention is being drawn away from the east right now and from the south, and it's tough there as well. So anything we can do in Crimea to draw attention, the same kind of strategy is really good. And yes, I saw in the chat somebody said, finally, somebody said something positive. Listen, Blinken has said a few things positive. And this is what we need. We need these kind of statements. Now, I will tell you, it was a tempered reception of Blinken playing guitar in Kyiv. For the world, it was awesome. For Ukrainians, they struggled with it a little bit. It's just back to, we have guys dying on the zero line, guys being captured right now, people being evacuated, and not a time to play rock music in Kyiv. So, not my opinion, okay? But inside Ukraine, they were struggling with that a little bit. And yes, Soul Seeker Sandy Wolf, I see that message. You guys keep giving to Jake Bro's fundraiser. We are not going to do another major push. Yes, continue to give and donate through our nonprofit and efforts, but on the next major push will come after the armored vehicles that we've all purchased are delivered. And today we received good news on that. Last one, 2007. Well, you trying to jump ahead on me, aren't you? It'll come through in a second. So we will do our next major fundraiser for a big item once we have delivered. And we did get good news today with the export company. There was one more little document they needed, but everything else is processing along just perfect. So it's wonderful, and we thank you for that. Last one, 207, pro-Putin Slovakian leader. Was it a Putler hit? John Hoover, greetings in Kremenchuk tonight. Is the U.S. sending a Patriot battery system? No decision made on that. There was a direct request from Zelensky straight to Blinken face-to-face for 2 systems for Kharkiv, but no confirmation on that yet, but we'll see. So the good news there. Now let's jump to some other things. Yeah, I'll get that. It'll pop through here in a second. Dunk on you 23. Blinken made a statement, then played Rockin' in the Free World. It's not Blinken's fault aid was delayed. Oh, I completely agree with you. I personally liked the guitar playing. Personally. But that, because I think that is what we need to do, is to be the big boy on the block and be the one that's throwing out the rhetoric and playing the rock song in Kyiv, all of that. But then we need to back it up with the supply and not let it just be a dog and pony show. So guys, thank you for all of that. Thank you for the gifted memberships there. Dunk on you 23 and iBag, always so faithful, gifting a membership. Thank you for that. Now I have heard something over my ear, and let's do this. Welcome, buddy.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. Praise God. Let me fix my camera somehow.
Fix it a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what to do. It's okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Everybody's wondering, okay, how's the knee?
Getting better. Working on it. Thank you.
Are you going to be ready to roll when I get there?
Yeah.
That's all we need to know. Awesome. So, glad you're here. You've had a tough couple of weeks.
It's okay. Just It's not a problem at all. Our guys have a problem on the front lines.
Yes, our guys
I'm
have a
absolutely
problem.
okay.
Okay, fair enough. So, guys, there you have it. Zhenya's with me tonight, and he's fine. Doesn't want to talk about the knee. He had successful surgery, recovery a little
Yeah.
bit slower than desired, but doing well. So there you have it. He's alive and well. Let's keep going then. Here we go. I am feeling personally, I was discussing this yesterday with Professor Gertis, and maybe it's you or just me, but I'm feeling a lot of deja vu. In fact, I've got a couple of slides tonight titled Deja Vu. Ukraine experiencing the power outages again. And this is not like just a overload, but they're having to shut down systems so they don't burn some systems out, kind of like early in the war while they're still trying to get other gear online to keep more power online. We're moving into the summer season. So the 15th and 16th there, we will continue to see throughout Ukraine in different regions, power issues, and we're beginning to see these again, which for me is deja vu. I know you guys are looking on the screen right now saying, what is that, Greg? I can't read it. So I actually pulled this one from Kharkiv, and this is the schedule of power outages. They divide the city and or the region into different zones, and then there is the times of the day, like 1 hour breaks or 2 hour or 3 hour, however they lay it out. And the green basically means you guaranteed will have power during that time. Red, you're guaranteed not to have power during that time. And basically, yellow is you may, or there may be ongoing work and instability. So, been a while since we've been on this again, but this is actually for Kharkiv. So, have you been dealing with any power issues in Kyiv?
Uh, I got my electricity. Maybe we had some situation in the area part of the city we live in, but the last night we had no power from 11:30 p.m. until probably 8:30 a.m.
Ooh, so it's
So
serious.
I mean, maybe it was something unexpected, but I mean, not unexpected, something specific here with my building. Let's say
Right.
it's like, but it's in a lot of regions. We have to be straight and fair. In a lot of regions of Ukraine, we have officially, let's say, saving mood,
Mm-hmm.
saving electricity mood live.
What
Let's
I
say
was
like this.
explaining to people is, fortunately, right now it's even been relatively cool in Ukraine, but once the heat cranks up and the air conditioner and businesses needing air conditioner and infrastructure changes, they can't overload the system to where it burns out the system and then you have bigger problems. So they're trying to get ahead of it now before we get into June, July, and August. But for me, it's deja vu. Zhenya, I want to put this comment up here for you. Five quid from Goose Springsteen. Great to see
Hmm.
Zhenya on the stream. We benefit enormously from his perspective and wisdom. So, a kind comment to you there from Goose Springsteen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just
There you
nice
go.
words and nice attitude. Thank you.
Okay. This is going to be great for Ukrainian perspective. Majority of Ukrainians understand the need to revise the electricity tariff. And last year, there was a poll where 70% agreed because they had to adjust it due to the war. And now this year, still more than half, 55% agree with revising the electricity tariff, meaning your electric bill. So let me just ask you a general question, and we have to. As a Ukrainian, I know from my experience, like where I live there with Sasha and my apartment and all that jazz, is electricity and services like water and gas expensive in Ukraine for Ukrainian economics and typical people who have typical jobs?
Okay, it depends of the let's say it depends of the region you live in. And I believe it's the same. Like there is a places where the minimum salary is really low. I mean,
Hmm.
like not enough, and let's say average salary, and uh, and there is places where average twice or three times more, and sure where when people are used to have this, let's say salary more than enough, or let's say okay for the big city, huge
Hmm.
city, then it's not so sensitive, I would say, than as for people with, let's say, who is struggling. And I wouldn't say it's like really too expensive, something like that. Sorry,
So it's
it's
okay.
it's really depends of like of situation. But if the government will rise it up like really, I mean, big way, then it may be really hard,
So,
tough.
but having, as a Ukrainian citizen, having to pay some more for electricity to do your part to fight this war, you're cool with that. Yes? There you go,
Yeah,
guys,
absolutely.
directly from Ukraine. All right, let's keep going. Deja vu for me. Uh, Military equipment being rotated from Russia to Belarus. I feel like I'm in the spring of 2022 again. Why? You don't have to answer
Why?
that,
Because
but here we
because
go
it's the same
again.
picture.
It's the same picture. Exactly. We could be April
It's
2022 right now.
it's the same picture, but that time in the beginning of February 2022, I was telling my wife they will never attack us openly. Now I will not tell. Sorry. Like, I mean, now I realize why I'm telling. I was explaining her why Russia will never aggressively invade Ukraine, because I said because we have promises. The whole world is standing with us. They will not allow, because we gave out our nuclear weapon, and if it be like open aggression now, the world cannot stay the same way silent. And I was wrong. I mean, the world is not staying silent, but it was, let's say, slowly, accurately, some moves. Now we expect it can be anything. Russia is having, let's say, Belarus, and can use it for their borders anytime, anyway, any plans
The
to attack
bottom,
Kiev and other
yes.
regions.
The bottom line is they're rotating stuff back into Belarus again. And it doesn't
Yeah.
mean the stuff will be used, but just doing it. Here we go again, the same Krug. Now, with that said, what's different this time? What's different this time is Shoigu is not the defense minister, and now Belasov is, and he is an economist. He is a numbers guy. And Putin, before leaving for China, sat down with his new defense minister and the regional defense heads and talked about cranking up the military infrastructure and the wartime economy. So people go, okay, well, they're going to send some equipment over there, but they're always complaining, or we hear or read about there's not enough equipment out east. Guys, we told you they have plenty of equipment. Well, this many get blown up every day. They have plenty of equipment. And this is what they're doing. Here's Putin talking about infrastructure.
Need to open up the defense ministry as much as possible, keeping in mind its specificities. Despite this, we need to fully utilize the defense ministry to incorporate everything that's best, modern and usable for successful combat operation by our guys, our soldiers, our heroes of the special military operation. We know that the more effective the destructive weapons, the more precise and powerful they are, the lesser losses we face. This is the key point in wielding warfare, for us at least. I strongly hope that all of this will be put to use. We have stated this multiple times. The one who masters the advanced warfare equipment faster is the victor. We must stay a step ahead. We have everything needed for this. A lot has been accomplished in recent years, and we need to double, triple our efforts in this direction.
So there you have it. And all you have to do is listen to one statement. Forget the doubling and the tripling. They've already been 24 hours a day on many factories. But listen to what this leader says. We need more destructive weapons. We need to be able to kill more. He didn't say that, but that's what destructive weapons do. And the world just sleeps on it. We just need more. We need more. We need more. This is how we'll save our lives. We need more. And somebody said in the chat, a kindergartner could have done a better job than Shoigu, and you're probably right. But this guy here, we'll see. What do you think of the new guy? Or you don't care?
It's, let's say, the Russian War of Thrones.
Yes.
It's a whole history, and I don't remember who was that guy. It seems to me it was a British who said it looks like the dogs fight, the fight between Russian thrones. It's like a dogs fight under the carpet, and you will understand who won just when you see the one who survived, and it will get out from the carpet. I mean, from under the carpet. So the one who will appear, you will understand then only. Before that, the fight is, I mean, only them understand. But I don't care about them. Like, I mean, their fight. It has influence on us. For us, it's important for our country would stand together, having unity and support with the proper time. I mean, in the right time, supplying in the right time.
Time will tell. I see Goose Springsteen. We'll get to your question there on that super chat. I also see the questions about Slovakia. We're going to get to that as well. More deja vu. Like early in the war, Zelensky stopping the travel for now. Was supposed to be in Spain meeting about equipment and support. And now with what's going on, I actually support this because he's saying, I'm here, I'm with our guys, I'm going to lead our country. But once again, it's like Belarus, deja vu, electricity, deja vu, and Zelensky travel, deja vu. Here we are all over again. We'll see. Step by step and day by day. Now, want to talk to you about the North. In fact, let me do this. And I think we'll use Johnny's map tonight. I woke up the other morning and Johnny had watched the stream. He says, "Hey, mate, love you using my map, but open it in Google Earth. It'll even be better for you." I said, okay. So I do it. So we're here in Google Earth, but this is north of Kharkiv. Here's Kharkiv in the bottom of the screen, bottom left, and Russia making some decent gains here. The one city everybody's paying attention to, Vovchansk. For sure, they're in the north with tanks. And for sure, Vovchansk is being destroyed. And for sure, people are being evacuated. But as we always tell you guys, and I think JR is in here. He does a lot of this mapping with Johnny Pierce. We're getting some gains up here. And that's not exactly what I want to talk about in regard to this tonight, but I actually want to talk about this. Because this is happening. And guys, by the way, Zhenya, it was like 45 minutes ago or maybe an hour ago, pretty big strikes in the center of Kharkiv and residential buildings within the last hour, guys. Big hits. The mayor came on the TV and said, hey, we just got hit. It just happened and we're working on it. But this map is showing you the location of a Lancet strike. This is the outer loop road of Kharkiv. And if I go here, back on this, so Kharkiv has an internal loop and an external loop, but this is the external loop road, basically. And this Lancet strike was right here on a Ukrainian MLRS truck system carrying a truck carrying the MLRS. And the point being, as Russia comes closer, and I didn't color in the advancement there, just to the border. I wanted people just to see the border. The border, and I geotagged it from the closest border to where the truck was struck, and we will show you the video of the truck being struck from actually Russian media, is 26 kilometers or 16 miles. It's nowhere. It's very close. So this is what we're talking about here. No audio on it. You can see the Ukrainian marking on the top of the truck, the white cross, the plus sign cross. And this is a Lancet. That's it. So as Russia gets closer on this advance, the ability to strike Kharkiv more often, even though they strike it a lot right now, becomes a greater possibility. So you haven't been on here for since your surgery. Your thoughts just generally on Kharkiv here and the Russian advancement?
I think our guys at this moment are preparing the better positions.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
And
wait a second. What does that mean?
I mean, not the bunker. Up? I think, just my idea, they need to
agreed
back up and prepare a little bit stronger, find the best positions, and be prepared not for the short, fast attacks of Russians, but for the long period of the storming from their side, attacking from their side, offensive from their side, because they will try to make Kharkiv a bleeding wound,
yes,
big bleeding wound for Ukraine, because this is an important city for Ukraine. And they will try to keep.
I told people yesterday with Professor Gertis, in my opinion, it's the second most important city other than Kyiv. And I know Odessa's important. I know Dnipro, Zaporizhia, Kherson. But guys, I can't explain to you how big Kharkiv is and the proximity as the bulwark city there in eastern Ukraine. It's so important. And, you know, as of right now, we've lost Donetsk, which was massive as well. We will get it back. But we can't allow Kharkiv to bleed as you so accurately described. So what Russia has been doing, and I feel our information's very accurate. So it's not like that's why I haven't called it an invasion. I call it an advancement, a push. But they've been sending like small groups and then trying to connect them together versus just massive, and then trying to bring in some equipment behind it. So yeah, they're using a lot, don't get me wrong, but it's not like they're marching or moving 500 soldiers in one time. They're moving smaller groups, and then they're trying to take some territory and then connect the groups. And that's why it's the good opportunity for Ukraine to better position themselves to defend this massive city.
Russians are using reality and the weakness of Ukrainian army and the weakness in supplying, all of these delays with the help of different kind of supply, military supply, Russians using it openly, proving and showing that you may be talking and promising and telling us, oh, how strong you are, but you are delaying, and we are taking the meters now, square meters. You are
I
delaying, we're killing Ukrainians.
Correct. It's all a domino effect, and now we're experiencing it. I saw a chat go by really quickly. No, I did not say Donbass is gone. I said Donetsk is gone. There's a huge difference here. Donetsk, massive city, just like Kharkiv and Kiev, and Donetsk is gone. It's completely occupied by Russia for years. This is what I said, Donetsk.
It will depend.
Not
All of
Donbass.
this will depend on the how strong Ukrainian army will be and how strong and principle the world will stay. I mean, all the countries, the politics decisions and all of that. It's really depends because war will be. We would like to fight and win the war. Let's say to have, let's say like this, I would like to say that yeah, Ukraine will have in a short time much better weapon and more than enough, and we will use it and we smash all the Russians. I would like to say, but it will not. Sorry.
Mhm.
I would like, because Ukrainians, we want for Russia would be smashed and destroyed as aggressor, and not because we want their lands. No, we don't. But we want their aggressor, and they're killing us. So this aggressor must be stopped. And if it cannot be stopped on the political field, we will do, and we have no other options to stop it as much we can here, and we will be fighting. But if the world would make decisions, would not be fearful to say, no, 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 we completely, I mean, financial situation, oils, the markets, export, import, everything. If the world would stop it, Russia would stop the war. But and if the world would openly give us not a comments, oh, we give you this missiles, but please, you can use these missiles just inside of your country, and doesn't matter if the 99 in for example in one, even if in one moment 99 of missiles will be flying from the territory of Russia, for example from Belgrade, and killing thousands and thousands Ukrainians. We don't care about that. Please don't use our weapon to stop it.
Yeah.
Only if Russians will bring their S-300, S-400 on the territory of Ukraine, then you can kill it. I mean, you can destroy it. It's which is like
Fortunately though, Blinken said, we prefer you don't do that, but ultimately Ukraine will have to make their own decisions with American weapons. So hopefully things begin to change with that. We shall see. Now, last thing on this area, Vovchansk. Here is the officer we've been listening to the last couple of days.
Good afternoon. Today is the 15th of May, 2024. The police are in the city of Vovchansk. Active fighting continues. To confirm the date, I spoke live on the telethon this morning. We're here. We are evacuating people, helping everyone. The situation in Vovchansk is extremely difficult. The enemy is taking positions on the streets of the city of Vovchansk. So people, please evacuate. We help everyone. We are working on the spot, together to victory. Glory to Ukraine.
So there you have it. And guys, that's him in Vovchansk giving the date today. and telling you the real story. Don't read other stuff. That guy knows. And there you have it. That's the update on Vovchansk. And we will keep our eyes on it. That's all we can do. But I can tell you it's very difficult there. Now, this is very interesting. And I'm going to document this for you guys. So I've got two images here. One on the left is some cars. And in front of the car is an MLRS system mounted on the back of a truck, Russian army, and it is firing into Ukraine. I zoomed into the license plate on the right because I didn't want any questions, and we want to be reputable and honorable. Well, maybe that was doctored. Maybe that's, you don't know what road that's on. That's why I zoomed in over on the right to that Duster. Look at the license plate. In the upper right-hand corner, you see the number 31. 31. If you look in the upper right here, this is how Russian license plates are. You can see the Duster plate. And then you can see upper right of this image, you have the series, the registration code, the country, and the registration regional code is the upper right-hand number. The number on this license plate is 31. Where is the 31 region? Belgorod. Right there. The blue shaded is Ukraine. The red circle and the black arrow is 31. There's 31. This is MLRS firing into Ukraine, and they even stop traffic to do it. Could you imagine what the outcry of the world would be if we were to take a video of Ukraine doing that, which they don't, and show the road, show the license plate, prove the license plate is that region, and one of your MLRS trucks just shooting stuff randomly into Russia?
It's okay. It's just a picture of a real picture of Russia at this moment. Russians killing Ukrainians, and the other Russians are not fighting and trying to stop it. Hey, why are you doing it in between of us? What will happen if Ukraine will answer right in this moment just to destroy that MLRS system and it will kill us all? No, they just okay with that. Just they just staying, watching, not even moving. And yes, Russian territory using. I mean, they killing Ukrainians, and there were a question. Okay, what will be the next if the Russian artillery will come closer to Kharkiv? You see. We are doing our best, and we will be doing our best. I mean, economy mobilization is happening and will be more and more. The conscription, I mean, the mobilization of these new soldiers are non-stop. Every day we have some process in it, and it's too late maybe in Ukraine, but we're doing it. And Ukraine are fighting every day, everywhere, in every channel, Telegram channel. We're hearing, please help Kharkiv region with the drones. Please help Kharkiv region with the drones. And yesterday we got request to our charity organization. We had about 100 bedding sets for the beddings for 3 shelters we had, and some towels and so on. And we got this request from other charity who at this moment are concentrated of helping relocated people from Verdansk, all those Kharkiv area. And I already confirmed that
Deja
not
vu.
only that, but and we will be helping them, and maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow it will be sent to the people all we had, all we bought, and because we are not using, the other guys at this moment are accepting this refugees, so we will send it there. And yes, we are fighting, and people are asking what can we do. Thousands and thousands armored vehicles, tanks, F-16s, I mean, in the world. It's just a political decision to not to help.
But
with the full.
here's the thing.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. People love listening to your commentary, and you're there in Ukraine. It's just take Ukraine and Russia out of it right now. If we saw any other country doing that, for example, Hamas, and it's not a country, but Israel would be screaming, look at Hamas. They're using civilians as human shields to fire their weapons, and the world would go nuts. But there, on the main highway, the MLRS truck just turns sideways in the road, blocks traffic, and rips at Ukraine, and nobody says a peep. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
So,
okay,
that's enough.
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Other example. Official main channels of Russia, media, TV channels. Their main journalist, most favorite, most popular, easily doing statements like this: we need to wipe out Ukraine as a nation. We need to burn them out as a nation. And what about, do you hear that everybody is going crazy that, hey, it cannot be, it's the same what Nazi was doing, Hitler was doing. How can they do a statement, and at this moment the biggest country of the world, most country of the world are still buying from them the oils and having a business with those guys and trying to keep this relationship.
Listen,
And
you've
not
got
Russians inside.
You've got university campuses that in the United States that have canceled their graduation or had disturbances over, and I'm not getting into a Palestinian-Israeli talk, but standing for the children of Palestine. What about the children of Ukraine? Calling out, then Israel calling out anti-Semitism, which I completely stand with. I am completely against anti-Semitic activity, of course, but it starts screaming out, it gets through there. Russia will then say, well, you guys are Russophobes, and then everybody's quiet. See, there's such hypocrisy and a double standard.
Let me enter one thing in here. I just, at this moment, when, yes, there is a fight for Kharkiv, and Kharkiv will stand. I'm telling you. Maybe it will be painful. Maybe it will be, not maybe, for sure. It's already. Maybe it will be, the big prize. But Kharkiv will stand. This is what I believe, and but surely we need help. And yes, we really depend and we hope for best from the country, for the countries who promise and who can help us. If the person are sinking somewhere and the other guys have this, saving life, how you call it, saving life stuff.
Life-saving stuff.
Yes, and surely that person who is singing, especially if he sees that somebody are, already handing it, like holding it in his hands like this, he has a hope. Hey, please, you have it. It's not like you don't have it. You cannot swim or you have nothing to help. You have something to help with. Please help. And I think it will. I mean, I hope for best, but our guys and the attitude. I hope really soon to get to Kharkiv, and maybe to show you an atmosphere. People not quitting, and the mayor of Kharkiv, he's not saying, he's saying, "Hey, please, people, get. I mean, leave the country, leave the Kharkiv." He says, "No, no, 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 no. Please. The fact is, people from Vilnius coming to Kharkiv, and Kharkiv helping them, and people of Kharkiv are staying, and Ukraine will stand with Kharkiv, and not just the military and the civilians, and we do. And my wife, she said, "Hey, Zhenya, there is a foundation, the other charity foundation. We have something to help with, because my wife, she stands with me, and we stand with Kharkiv." And she stands with Kharkiv, and my family here, we're fighting this way, different ways. But I mean, today I delivered something.
There was questions in the chat. Okay, guys, so this was Russian traffic stopped. That was an MLRS from Russia firing from here this way. That's what that was. Hopefully that helps understand. Kherson, do not forget Kherson. So, you know, I saw it in the chat where, and rightfully so, we hear very little about Ukrainian children. That's why we try to share about Ukrainian children as often as possible. But while we're so focused on Kherson, Robotny, right? In fact, let me do it on the map really quickly for you guys, just so you know where I'm talking about, because I don't want to do a map analysis tonight. Maybe we'll do that with Johnny tomorrow or something. But Robotny, right here, tough. Of course. In fact, we'll probably need to look at this one. Krasnogorivka, tough. Here, Russia was able to connect their. This is what Johnny and I were talking about. There was a gap there, and they were able to connect. Now they're pushing up toward the center of Krasnogorivka. It's very tough. Additionally, all up, this is Ocherny, where they're pushing, and they want this intersection. Remember, guys, this is, let me go to Google Earth here. We've talked about it, and we'll continue to talk about it, but the Ocherny push right here, all we're watching for is boom, the road's right. Man, where's my eyes at? Right. Where did the road go? It's right. Ocherny, Novosandrivka, Vozdvenka. Oh, right there. Okay. So it is only 10 kilometers from Russian positions here to the road intersection right there. There it is. It's so hard to see on this map. Let's do the measurement here. So we can just go from, we'll just take right here, this red corner, and to the intersection, 10 kilometers. So 6 miles, 2 villages. And that is the road that supplies, that runs between Dnipro, Pavlograd, Pokrovsk, and into Konstantinivka, Chasiv Yar, and all of that area. So very important, and it's tough. It's tough there. So we need to keep our eyes on that. Chasiv Yar, of course, but everybody is focused so much on Kherson, and rightfully so. But guys, please, every day you hear me tell you about Kherson. This is the city Zhenya and I love very much. It's our favorite place to go and help. Really, Kherson and Kharkiv are 2 of our favorite places to go. But really, if I had to go to one city to help, Kherson's my favorite. I love Kherson. But this is Kherson. Didn't translate it. Don't really need. But today, Kherson, 19 wounded, 3 are critical. They may die in the hospital. And here's some video from the locals there in Kherson, in the administration. Just residences.
Лівого плеча, ось тут носом, ну і трошки ось
Was injured.
і все.
Ковальова
Це вас
Ольга
осколками?
Васильівна.
А де ви перебували? Десь в приміщенні?
Так, в приміщенні, в квартирі.
You can see shock in her eyes. In fact, I'll just stop it there. The video keeps going. Well, here, children.
Ми телек дивилися.
And this little granny here, right there, you can just see the shock in her eyes. Very clear to see. But guys, whatever you do, please remember Kherson every day. Kherson is being leveled to the ground. It is a sieged city. Sieged. It is nonstop being demolished. And Kherson, as I've often told you guys, the city sits on a slant down to the river. And yes, Russia's on the lower ground, but all they have to do is just indiscriminately fire, which they do every day, into Kherson, day and night, and they're going to hit something, and it's not good. So don't forget them.
And about Kherson, today
Yeah.
I've seen the other result of other attack on Kherson, the other district of Kherson, and maybe the day, or I mean, we'll see, maybe later I will find the time to do it, but it was the same building attacked. We were parked and helping inside the same entrance, seems to me.
Who was there, you
been
and I?
with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a video from that, the same yard, the same entrance. We were unloading our the food sets for the refugees there, and it was the same building attack today, absolutely the same place, and
Yeah,
it was crazy.
That's what I try to share with people. You know, when you get to a lot of places like Kherson, even though it's a bigger city, there's probably very few streets in Kherson we haven't been on throughout the entire war. We've been in all these places dropping aid. And even as big as Kharkiv is, we work all over that city. We know Ukrainian roads, like inside and out, every city, this whole front line. And when you see many of these destroyed buildings, you know, we'll see it and go, I remember that building. I remember that building. It's like the building from Kharkiv yesterday. I showed you the round apartment building that was hit yesterday. I know that building. I know that building because you can see it. The tower that in Kharkiv, the thermal plant out to the west that was hit, the Nova Posto. We've driven by it so many times. All these places, we know them, and hopefully we're able to express that passion to you guys as well. So Russia running with this, we don't have to talk about it. White House worries Russia's momentum is changing trajectory of Ukraine war. Multiple factors are helping Russia's military advance, including a delay in American weaponry and Moscow's technological innovations on the battlefield. So Russia's using it. So that actually was in the Washington Post and the New York Times. They're using it. Now, to one of the bigger stories of the day, Robert Fico. And I'm going to go through some comments here, and this is where we're going to leave it, and then we'll get Zhenya's question. Hello, Dr. Reagan in France. She sends me messages sometimes, PhD, and supports Ukraine, and she's messaged me many times. My chat's not getting there or whatever. Dr. Reagan, I just happened to look and saw your name going past. Hello to France. So, Robert Fico is the Prime Minister of Slovakia. I do not have a latest update, although I know that he was shot in the midsection, and I know that he was stomach and shot in the arm. He was flown out. He went to surgery. And the latest update is that I see is put into a coma and fighting for his life. So that's where we're at on that. Now, Volodymyr Zelensky sent this tweet. The attack on Slovakia's Prime Minister Robert Fico is appalling. We strongly condemn this act of violence against our neighboring partner state's head of government. Every effort should be made to ensure that violence does not become the norm in any country, form, or sphere. Listen to that. Listen to the words. Violence. Any country, form, or sphere. That is a war president whose life has had at least 7 attempts on. And he writes those beautiful words. Good job, President Zelensky. We sincerely hope Robert Fico recovers soon and express our solidarity with the people of Slovakia. Strong, caring statement from President Zelensky, even on a nation and a prime minister and a government that here lately has not been so pro-Ukraine. What about the Slovakian government and Prime Minister Fico? The Slovak government blocked a new aid package to Ukraine worth 40.3 million euros. Fact. Fact number 2, Slovakia will not support Ukraine's accession to NATO. Fact 3, Fico publicly stated no more aid to Ukraine for the war effort. 4, Fico stated Western aid only prolongs the war and kills the innocent. Same thing as Orban and Putin. 5, fact, Fico said Russian sanctions hurt Slovakia. Look at Zelensky, though. Every effort should be made to ensure that violence does not become the norm in any country, form, or sphere. Thank you, Vladimir Zelensky. But this is who he was saying the kind things about. Now, there is a journalist who has already come out and started doing the investigation. Wow. And I'm going to double whammy this. Wow, looks like Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico's reported assailant, writer Gerashchenko, which is confirmed, was associated with pro-Russian paramilitary group Slovenský Branci. Their leader was even trained by Russian ex-Spetsnaz soldiers. Read more on at V-Square Project. And there's his pictures. Okay, and there he is standing with the flag of that pro-Russian paramilitary group. So that's already came out. That guy's tweet went viral. And within just the last couple of hours, guys, it went viral. And then he came back and said, listen, this is what I believe to be true. I've researched it. I've got the photo and he's connected. Okay. Russia. I immediately went to Russian news right here. This is right off RT. Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico, noted critic of Western approach to Ukraine conflict. Shots targeting the premier were also aimed at Russian-Slovak relations, a Moscow lawmaker said. And then some of the excerpts out of the articles I read in Russia were this. The identity of the individual who shot Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico has become known. 71-year-old poet and ardent supporter of the Liberal Slovakia Party. The party, supported by the terrorist, is an ardent opponent of Fico, advocated active support for the Kyiv regime and the country's military involvement against Russia, actively promotes the liberal agenda of the West. Here we go. Already, 2 sides are being formed over this. When this begins to happen, I always will tell you, wait, just wait. But there is somebody we can listen to. His name is Peter Pavel. I am a big Peter Pavel believer. President of Czech. Here is his quote. And of course, all world leaders came out, Biden, everybody, even Putin, everybody came out, sorry, this shouldn't be happening, But Peter Pavel, this is who you listen to, guys, if you want to know about the war in Ukraine. The attack on Robert Fico, regardless of his motives, fair enough. deserves condemnation, period. It should serve as a warning to us about how far deepening hostility and, listen, here it goes, guys, aggression in society can lead. I wish Robert Fico to come out of this incident without consequences. And Susie Q, yes, he's a fine looking man. Peter Pavel's a good looking man. He'd be a good movie star. But I encourage you guys, whenever you see something big happen in the world, like the assassination attempt, so far yet unsuccessful as far as eliminating his life, and we hope it stays that way and he fully recovers, I suggest always try to look up Peter Pavel, president of Czech. He's a smart dude, very smart. I remind you, he is the guy 18 months ago that said, this war will be determined by November 2024. And I think it may be very possible he was right. Attack on Robert Fico, regardless of motives, deserves condemnation. Serve as warning about deepening hostility and aggression in society. So, you got any thoughts, or are you hearing anything in Ukraine about that, other than wish Robert Fico well, as I know you do?
Yeah, it was big everywhere, but different comments. I would probably emphasize we need to remember that the people of that country were helping. I mean, the people, just people, were helping Ukraine a lot, and personally, and they were accommodating refugees, and we were delivering 8 Starlinks, our organization, which was bought in Slovakia, and we delivered it to one of the brigades in the Donetsk region. The people were happy to help. So, and we were sending one of the vehicles with our volunteers there for loading with the stuff, and so people were supporting Ukraine. Political situation and the leaders, they are doing sometimes different things. So, but I need to be fair to the people of Slovakia, and I got calls from them. Mostly it was like the guys, they.
And there you have it. Wow. The man just lost power. 100%. He's okay. I'll make sure. I know everybody then, some of you will start going, there he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now it's a good example. There is no power in my place. So I'm using LTE coverage. I mean, the mobile internet.
Well, let's say it this way. You're right. And a lot of good comments in the chat. This is not about Slovakian people. All we're looking at is the political references from nation to nation, and it's going to be interesting to see what unfolds from this. But Slovakians have been very beneficial and helpful for Ukraine. We've even talked about having to bring aid in through Slovakia if need be when we were struggling with the Polish border. So this is not any statement about Slovakian people. This is a world leader, a very well-known and prominent, even though it's a small nation, been very well-known in regard to this war. Regardless, small nation, large nation, doesn't matter. A world leader had an assassination attempt on his life, and for that, we wish him wellness and full recovery quickly. But being so connected with the political systems of this war, we need to pay attention to what nations are going to say, and that's why I like Peter Pavel's statement. John Hoover just lost power in Kremenchuk. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. I got one more thing I want to share. In the super chat, Goose Springsteen, we're not going to do it now because he has no power and he's on his mobile, and I want to save that. I'd be very grateful for Zhenya's opinion on economic mobilization in Ukraine. Is progress being made? I get the sense until recently it wasn't the priority it should have been. That is correct. And you will get Zhenya's opinion on mobilization. We're going to do a full program on mobilization. Papa Dutch, $5. So Goose Springsteen, please, thank you for the 10 quid, and we will get that. My man is sitting in the dark. I'm not going to make him sit in the dark. Papa Dutch, $5. An economist being placed in an overall charge implies the logistics are critically impaired and require damage control. Completely agree, and that is in response to Belousov as now the Minister of Defense. And all you other guys, I want to thank all the mods. I'm getting to the last statement. Dmitry, Ukraine will rebound. Mark my words, please. Lev Koval, thank you for the 5 coffees. Dmitry, Claudiu, not only did I mark your words, I put them on the screen. So now they are marked for the whole world to see and for historical record. Completely agree with you. So let's do this. The man sitting there with batteries. I want to thank the mods. Paul, I saw you jump in here and help me tonight, and you guys have been doing a good job. We want to say tonight, we're so thankful for the fundraising for Jake. I was talking to him yesterday, and just amazing. And Gertis and I were talking about it. People want to help Ukraine, and they're finding there are reputable ways, reputable YouTubers that actually do what they say they're going to do. NAFO, incredible. All these channels that we partner with, I can just start calling them, but they do great jobs. Professor Gertis, Johnny, Rick the Ukrainian, Mercado Media, Jake Bro, Dick Dawson and the Shields. I don't want to keep calling because the Silicon Curtain, all of they support Ukraine. But we know these guys put their money where their mouth is in far as supporting, and it gets there. So huge shout out for Jake, and we will support him, and he supports us. We're one big family working together. I want to close with this statement, and then you can show that picture. The title of the program tonight was about Anton Gerashchenko. I loved his words today. This man has been so faithful reporting news, commentating. He was a deputy in Kyiv. He's advisor in office of the president, and then another office of the government. You know, I don't know anything about him politically, but I know he loves Ukraine and he stands for Ukraine. This is what he wrote today. We continue to, and this is where I want to close. So do you want to show that picture first? And then I want people to hear this when we close. What did you have in your hand? Here, I'll go big screen. There we go.
This is the picture of the snatch.
Yes.
This is this kind of vehicle we bought for, and today we got confirmation from different companies, and that the anti-drone systems are in the process. The winches for installation sets are in the process. They will install it. And the other, like the night vision systems for the vehicles are in the process. So we do need, like, now we wait for, and we got the news that something, I mean, good happening. I think it's a good news. Like, and
with our
soon
export.
we will see those.
Yeah.
Yes. So what world can do for Ukraine and what our community here are doing. We were saving lives as much as we can, and we will be doing it. This is our plan. We are looking the best options, and we got a request from Orikhiv area, let's say, guys close to Robotina. And they said, guys, you helped us with these foldable antennas, extended range. Please, we were almost fighting for it. It's not enough. Please send us more. I gave them a promise. In a couple days, they will get more. It's because all of you guys, and we will be continue doing, looking, and I mean helping all we can, saving lives, helping guys, saving lives.
Well, we just want people to know that whether it's through Jake, all these others that are listed, and many others, or ourselves, you know, we do what we say we're going to do. And right now we did a large project. in regard to these armored vehicles, and you're going to see them delivered just like we promised here in a few weeks when the export finalizes. Yeah, we're going to give them individual names. We're going to have a convoy. We're going to get them all marked up right. It's going to be an awesome event that we will celebrate together. We get all the YouTubers being a part of it as well, and it's just going to be awesome. So all of your guys' comments, thank you to all the moderators. Thank you, Paul, for pushing the queue for me tonight. I know it's at not the best time for you. I want to close. There's your heart from Zhenya. Now, Paul, my moderator, says, Zhenya, let us know when you need more money for stuff. He does. Thank you, Paul, for that. It's gonna be awesome. Now, I want to close with this. Everybody, let these words encourage you tonight. Anton Gerashchenko. We continue to work and fight for Ukraine. Yes, there is a lot of frustration and accusations and loss of faith. And one can see them, but they are visible because those who are working, those who are determined, are not wasting their time on small things. Yes, these people are also in pain. They are also exhausted, but they see problems as tasks. They solve these problems every single day for more than 2 years now. And that's why Ukraine still stands. Underlined, because there are Ukrainians who care. Second statement, because there are people who do not tire of supporting Ukrainians. That's all of you, wonderful, dear people. These days are resembling the spring of 2022. This is why so many of my slides tonight said deja vu. Zhenya and I have been here since day one, and I honestly felt like April 2022 over the last couple of days. But he says we must look back and see the long and terrible path we have traveled, not just one of pain and suffering, but also the path of strength, courage, and sacrifice. We see what we are capable of, and we see that we have true friends who are by our side. Let's keep fighting. There you go, guys. That's what you do. Great statement from Anton Gerashchenko. Slava Ukraina.
Героям слава.
All right, buddy. Get some rest. You have no power. Prof. Gertis, nice to see you. We've been watching Jake's fundraiser during the stream. He's at 910,000. Guys, if you want to go take Professor Gertis's class right now, probably a good time. He's struggling counting. He'll probably give you a higher grade than normal. So you guys be blessed. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the super chats. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Fru Karatofin, $5. Thank you. All of your hearts, memberships, everything. Our partner tonight, sitting in the dark, but still coming in strong. All right, buddy. Have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, 4 o'clock Eastern. Be blessed. And Friday, you guys get ready. Another flag giveaway. And the other flags that happened last week, on the way. Be blessed.
Слава Україні!